So let's listen to Colin Cowherd. This is from FS1's The Herd, about what he thinks and where he thinks the Browns will finish in the AFC North.
I think the Browns are the obvious choice. The Ravens and the Bengals in that division have star quarterbacks. Pittsburgh doesn't, but they haven't had any noise and any chaos this offseason. Between the noise and the chaos and the looming suspension and the Baker Mayfield mess, Cleveland is back to being where they've been most of the last 20 years. Not a great owner, too much noise, a lot of hype, talented players for years on the roster. But I think today, when I look at this story with Cleveland, they're right back. They were briefly appeared to be special. I'm not blaming the coach. I'm not blaming the Andrew Berry, the GM, or Kevin Stefanski. That's not it. I think there's a lot of good players on the roster. But you start looking at the bottom of leagues, bottom of divisions, Cleveland feels like today, with all these rumors about they're going to shut it down for the year, they're back to being a fourth-place team. Maybe it's their rightful spot considering ownership.
Yeah, Eddie, I'm one that I look at the roster, and that's usually the least talented roster. Most times is at the bottom of the division, and I just don't see the Browns as being the least talented roster in the AFC North, even if Watson gets a suspension.
Yeah, I don't either. I think this is a tremendous roster. The Steelers roster is pretty good, too. They have a lot of defensive players. I think they have the quote-unquote worst roster in the league, or not in the league, but in the division, just because of the offense. They do have some playmakers on that, but they have one of two new quarterbacks coming in, Trubisky or Pickett. I think this is just Colin. He likes to stir up the pot with Cleveland fans, and some of them were going to bite into this and really go after him. You can't pay him any mind anymore. But I don't think with the talent they have, the defense is, pretty good. They do have a gauntlet that they have to go through in the middle of their season. So they're going to have to step up huge, especially if those are games that Watson's not in, to give the offense, that weapon for Cleveland to counteract the weapon of whoever he's, facing offense, whether it's Herbert or Burrow or Lamar or whoever else, if Tom Brady and Josh Allen are in there. It's just going to be a challenge I think they're ready for, but I don't think that they're last in the division. Even if Deshaun Watson is out for the entire year, I think Brissett, if this is the best roster he's ever had, he can play. If he plays anywhere close to better than Baker Mayfield did last year, then the Browns could win 9 or 10 games with him. That's obviously not the likely scenario to happen, and I'm sure that the odds makers will not see it that way if, in fact, Watson is suspended and Brissett has to play an extended period of time. But he's good enough to get wins, and the offense is good enough around him, the running game, and then the defense is good enough. And I think they're going to be better this year, especially when they return 7 starters.
Yeah, I think the defense will have to step up if Brissett is the quarterback for an extended period of time.